suspicious activity within some wallets. Not to say that they're associated with Shibnobi in any way at all, but there is some weird activity happening with some wallets.
Like what? What are you seeing?
Spit it out.
Yeah, no, without a doubt, like you can clearly see some wallets that are within other companies that have been associated with, kind of just disastrous things that have happened in the past. So I think my question.
You mean, wait. So you mean a wallet address that is in as a holder for us that's been in the other project? So you found the same wallet in multiple projects? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, there's a couple of wallets, but my main question to you is more kind of geared towards like, you're the face of the company, right? We don't know what's going on there. The main challenge that I'm seeing is that there might be some team members within the development team that might not be aligned with what your future plans are. And we've seen this before with a couple of people where you're blacklisted. So like, how do we?
Yeah, but okay. First of all, let's break this down, because I think there's some things getting thrown out right now that aren't exactly 100% correct. So first of all, when we say team members, there are team members that are working on the project. That is one thing, and then there are private sailors that were part of the private sale that we thought we could trust and hoped we could trust.
Correct me, yes.
That don't necessarily have anything to do with how the operation of the project's going. So I will tell you that I believe the team that I have working on the project, I don't have any concerns over them doing strange things. And first of all, when we even say that, if we break that down, if we even say people are doing strange things, I would really like to know what strange things mean, because quite frankly, nobody has any control of the contract. Nobody but me. Nobody else can touch the contract. Nobody else can do anything. I am the owner of the contract. Nobody else is able to do anything with it. So when you say strange activities, the only thing anybody else can do is buy or sell. They can transfer, they can buy, they can sell.
Yeah. So when I say strange things, as I mentioned, like you can't control what other people do, but following certain wallets and things that they're doing, it's kind of like consistent with other things that a lot of people have maybe been involved with. And so that's where I mentioned to you.
But like what? Can you give me a specific example?
Well, without, I'm just mainly kind of straight Rugpulls, and you can kind of just the wallets that they've been involved with, pulled certain things, got out at the right times, got in at the right times, and call it perfect timing or not. But one has that trigger finger to be really perfect all the time.
So you're saying you see wallet addresses that are inside of our holder list, that wallet address is actually a creator address on another contract.
Well, that's why I said for correcting me, because as you mentioned, they're not, correcting me as in they're not part of the development team, because I don't know who is a part of the development team, the pre-sale. So
no.
I'm just trying to put.
But I'm not asking. No. I know, but I'm not asking that. See, I'm a facts guy. I like to dig into the facts. See, one of the things that I hate about what goes on in crypto is there's a lot of people that think they know something, and they think they get an idea, or they hear something from somebody else, but they don't really dig into the details, and they don't really look at all the transactions, how they're set up. So that's why I like to dig into it. That's why I'm asking you specific questions right now.
To interrupt you guys, I just want to make a friendly reminder on the topic, since you guys are already talking about it. I think if you remember in crypto that it's very open in the way that anybody can view anybody's holdings. If I were to have your Ethereum address, I could take a look at all the shit coins you ever bought. It doesn't have anything specifically to do with buying this token. You can see anybody's assets. It's why it's so open, right?
Sorry guys, I got dropped there for a second.
Thanks, yeah, that's why I'm not trying to say there's anything, like really suspicious going on with Cliff. I'm just saying that I'm seeing certain wallets and tracking what they're doing, and it's just, kind of unheartening. And that's why
can't control what
Yeah,
other
but I-
people do,
Ross,
what they
hearing,
buy, and what they
yeah,
don't
yeah.
buy. Come
One
on,
at
man.
a
Point I'm
time,
trying
guys.
to
Hold
make
on.
is
Hold.
hearing from some of the pre-sales, and thanks for correcting me once again. They're not a part of your team. They were involved with the pre-sales, and my point is they haven't been aligned with what your plans are and what the community is. And just to state the fact, I am an owner of Shinja. I have been in it from early on, from the 0.1s up to the 0.3s. I've been buying it today on the dip. So I am part of the community.
good.
I just,
Yep.
so I'm not trying to put any FUD out there. I just want to
No,
hear
no,
you
no.
clarify that.
And,
Like, hey,
and
you know,
and I'm not accusing you of doing that. My point, what I was
I
trying to
get it.
make was that this is what starts to cause a lot of issues. And the problem is, then see, like right now there'll be people out there that'll be listening to this, and they'll be listening to what you're saying, and they'll be like, oh yeah, well, there's a problem, and then they start spreading it to somebody else, and it spreads to somebody else,
Hey.
and then we sit here fighting this instead of trying to work on the project and get it to where it should be. So that's why I'd like to try to nip that a little bit, and I ask specific questions. And
And
I'll even get to the point where if we can narrow something down, I'll do
exactly.
a share screen, and we'll pull it up and we'll dig through it and explain it to everybody so that everybody truly understands really what's happening.
So as
Um,
I
Hey, boss.
before, my
Sorry,
main
sorry to
question is
interrupt, guys.
more that
Excuse me.
not having pre-sellers agree to certain things that you all had agreed to going into the project, now them astraying from the actual project and what the plans were. So it happened once, you blacklisted that person. It seemed like it happened once before, just yesterday, last night, and then you were considering blacklisting them. But being a fact, I do respect you kind of looked things over and said, well, it didn't really seem like this was happening, so I'm not sure if I'm going to blacklist him and burn his tokens. So that's why I'm asking if you can clarify these things.
I am gonna
Hey,
explain that. I am
real,
gonna explain what we talked about when we get a little further here. But
hey, guys. Sorry to
Let's.
interrupt real quick. Can you hear me right now?
Yeah,
yeah,
Sorry
you're
to
cutting
interrupt.
in and out though, but
Yeah. Hey, we're not recording, so I'm sure you want to get this for later, right, boss? You want to get
thanks,
this
yeah.
recording
Shinja.
again?
Thanks, Shinja. He's on it. And G Michael, once we get this, like every time you ask, every time you're about to enter, once you speak to him and you're getting back and forth, I really appreciate you being mindful of muting yourself. And everyone else joining the chat who hasn't been here for a little bit, please have yourself muted. That's very important so that everyone can hear. The open airwaves make it difficult sometimes to hear stuff. So please be mindful when we're not speaking, even after asking a question, that we stay muted. Thank you.
Yeah, and real quick while we got a break, I just think to comment on G. Michael's inquiry, correlation between projects and their success or failures and a wallet is probably going to be very high with big traders that do a lot of transactions. I'm sure my wallet has some good and bad plays connected to a number of other projects that were successful in the space. So it may not necessarily have anything to do with something nefarious.
But I think there's different levels of it, and that's what I was one of the things I was trying to dig into when he was talking about that is that I took it the way he said that was it's not just you can go in everybody's wallet. Hey, hell, you can go in my wallet and you're going to find rug pulls because I've gotten rug pulled the
Yeah,
ones I've gotten
agreed.
in on.
Same here.
Everybody's got that. What I think he was getting at was that some of the wallet addresses were connected to creator addresses, so that they actually created the tokens and rug pulled. I think that's what he was saying. G. Michael, is that true or not?
No, it was more like I mentioned it. My question, like to kind of just nail into what I'm asking, is about the other pre-sellers that had kind of gone against what you guys had already discussed, and it happened twice now. So how do we stop this? How do we prevent it? You said earlier on that you're not sure if the facts actually match up, where you're going to blacklist and burn his token. So that's really what it's more getting to.
So the first part of that is how do we prevent that? The honest answer is you're never gonna. Not 100%. You're never gonna. Because if somebody wants to go rogue, they're gonna go rogue. The best thing we can do, and what we tried to do earlier today, I guess I'll go ahead and get into it now, was try to come up with countermeasures to put in place to hopefully prevent it. But it's still, I can tell you, it won't be foolproof. If somebody truly wants to, do something wrong, they'll do it. So what we ended up doing, we had probably about we got on the call, I think, at like 5 o'clock. I don't think we got off till almost 7 o'clock. And we went round and round talking about it. And first, the things were we didn't even really talk about the guy that did it at first. That didn't even come up till the end of the meeting. The first thing we really wanted to kind of nail down was well, what should the rules be for everybody that's in the private sale? I mean, because obviously where we were at today didn't work. So we needed to have a new set of rules that going forward that everybody needed to agree to be part, of this. So we came up with, after going round and round and a lot of debate and discussion, we came up with a list of things that I've got now pinned in the private cell chat, and everybody knows it's clear what those are. But the first thing is we decided that instead of getting the 2 other distributions of tokens, because we were doing it in a third, they get 1/3 on start, then 2/3 a week later, and 2/3, or I'm sorry, and another third 2 weeks later. We decided not to do that. We decided to spread it out. We decided to spread it out over the next 7 weeks. So for the next 7 weeks, they're only going to get 9.57% per week over the next 7 weeks. So now they will not have access to nearly as many tokens for a much longer period of time. So that was done in an effort to, everybody agreed unanimously on this. So, that was done in an effort to help to try to show the community that the people that are here, the majority of them, all of them want to be here, and they wanted this project to be successful. And it's been unfortunate that we had a couple of bad seeds, but that's why we got together and made these rules. So that was the first rule. There was another decision made for what was the maximum number of tokens they could sell per day, and the conditions around how they had to sell them, like conditions of the chart. We have to be in an upward trend, and a sustainable upward trend we defined if they're going to take profit. Because as I've been telling all of you guys, I expect everybody to take profit, but it needs to be done in a responsible manner. So in order for that to happen, the chart needs to be in a sustainable upward trend, which means it needs to be not just a single short green candle. It needs to be in a multiple green candle situation to be able to take profit for the private sailors. And then there's a max to what they can take per day, and they have to do those in small increments throughout the day so that it doesn't affect the chart. And if at any point that the chart starts to go red, they have to stop. They cannot take profits anymore until that chart is back in a sustainable green candle. Okay. So those were some of the things that we put in place today, and we wrote into basically this little declaration of rules, and then to incentivize them. You've all heard me saying that when we launch on BSC, that we're going to do a competition and offer up based on completing milestones, whitelist spots. So I went a step further and I said that in order to incentivize all of the private sale holders to not sell, I told them that if they follow the rules and nobody else breaks this, that I will offer up as long as they hold at least 60% of what they had initially bought during the private sale, 60% or more, that they would get offered a whitelist spot. So this is now incentivizing them not to sell so that they can be part of the next launch. So we did that too, to try to curtail any more unwanted dumping.
I'm sorry.
And
How
then-
how would that be like enforced? Thank you.
because I will be looking at the transactions on the blockchain. It's all there. Everything's on the blockchain.
No, I understand. Will they be like removed or like what's the ramifications? I guess.
I was getting to that next. That's the next point. So if you break any of these rules, your wallet will be blacklisted, and your remaining token allocation will be burned. No questions. No ifs, ands, or buts. You have to follow these rules. You meet these rules, or you're blacklisted from this project right now on ETH, and from all future projects. And your remaining token allocations are burned. So that was the one thing. And then same way I stressed to you guys, I just stressed that we need to be responsible investors. I told them, I said I was very upset that we had the whole debate the other night about the whales doing things wrong, and I said here it turns out now we've had 2 incidences. It's not whales that have been the problem. It's been the private sailors, the people that were supposed to be here from the beginning to help start the project and be responsible are now the ones that have caused a FUD. And I said that that completely just that upsets me more than anything. So I made that clear.
So you're technically
everybody.
saying if somebody does not follow those rules, you can just burn their tokens?
Absolutely.
That's not for us though. That's for private
No.
sellers only, sir.
Yeah. See
The
the
private
difference.
sale.
Yeah, the difference is I hold their tokens. But remember, I started at the beginning as I said that they don't have all their tokens yet. They're getting distributed their tokens over the next 7 weeks. So they don't have them. I hold them right now. They're in a locked wallet right now.
That makes sense.
They're
Thanks.
in a locked wallet. So if they don't follow the rules, then instead of them getting them, I will take them and they will be burned.
Excuse me, when is the ETH drop? Or not
Well,
the BNB drop?
Hey, Shelton, we're gonna get there, okay? Let's let them finish let's let the dev finish what his intro was, and
That
then we'll get to
definitely
that.
makes me feel more secure as an investor.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, one at a time, you guys.
And that was the whole point of this, is that I went into the meeting with them today and I said, look, we need to do something that is going to make the community feel more secure. I said I can't go into a meeting tonight and not have a clear definition, because they even said, because it went on for a long time, this meeting. It went on, like I said, almost 2 hours, and they were like, well, maybe we should just get back together and we'll talk about this over the next couple of days. And I was like, no, we need to come to some kind of determination tonight. I said, because I'm not going to go into the 10 o'clock AMA tonight and not have a clear definition as to what we were doing, what the rules are, and what the repercussions for not following the rules are if somebody breaks it. So that's why we finally.
Sorry, I was going to say, just to be clear too. I know there was some requests for me to be in there earlier, and the dev followed through with that. And I was taking a nap at that time when he asked me to go, and so I apologize for that. I didn't make it, but he did ask.
Quit sleeping on a job.
Yeah, I was there as your proxy, bro.
You froze on us, Dev. But thanks for showing up for those, Shinja. I had to get like at least an hour of sleep.
Yeah, for sure. It was very long, and they discussed a lot of stuff at length, which obviously is not for me to share. But there was a long and arduous discussion on the community's behalf, and yeah, I'm sure he's going to share the outcome of that with you now.
Okay.
Yeah. So once we got through and we were able to determine or come up with these rules of conduct, I'll say, we then brought up the discussion of what to do with the member that was in violation today, we'll say. I will start off by saying I was on the fence myself. At first, I think for those of you who might have been around this morning, when it was kind of happening, and I got on a chat this afternoon, at that point because I was out for like a half hour before this all happened, and I got fed a bunch of information from people saying, "Oh my God, this person, was in private sale. They started dumping, and now they caused the whole panic." And we're there again. Sorry.
Yeah, we
What's
got you
going
now.
on tonight? But I started digging through the transactions on the blockchain, and I kind of started seeing that they did sell during the time, but I don't really know that. I don't know if they were even really the initiators, or they kind of just jumped in at the same time. I think it could have been they started panicking too. But regardless, while I was digging through the transactions, what really kind of became apparent to me, and what was still upsetting, was that this particular member, there wasn't very many members. There was a few members that bought more than one wallet's worth, because we set a rule during the private sale that said that no one wallet can have more than one ETH's worth of tokens in it. We did allow people to buy multiple wallets if they wanted to, but we weren't allowing any one wallet to have more than one ETH. This particular person, which there was only a couple of people that bought more than one, he actually bought 3. And I went through all 3 of his wallets, and I came to find that 2 of the 3 were empty, and the third one, would have been empty, except for, it looked to me that once this all started happening today in our private chat, we were posting in there is, what the hell is going on? Why is this person selling? Because they identified quickly, that it was him, and I think he got nervous, and then he ended up buying tokens back. Quite a large number of them he bought back.
Was that E0B4? The last 4 digits?
There's, I don't know, there's 3 different wallets.
I
don't
saw
remember.
that.
Does it really matter?
Hey, go
I-
ahead and mute, guys. Let's let this finish, and we'll open up the floor to questions specifically once we're ready for them, please.
So what really bothered me was the fact that, I was even still kind of torn at this point, because even though he had sold the bags, pretty much all of his bags, I was looking at the transactions, and the transactions, there was a lot of them. But what that kind of showed me is he could have kind of been responsibly selling, because it was a lot of smaller transactions. There was a couple of big ones. There was a couple of bigger ones which teed me off a little bit, but majority of them were all smaller sells over a longer period of time. Pretty much, from the whole time we've launched, a little bit over the whole time. So I was still kind of on the fence, because he wasn't necessarily being 100% malicious, but at the end of the day, that's not what we asked to have for a private sale investor. We made it very clear that we wanted, we needed people that were going to hold the line. You could take profit, but again, not sell your whole bags out. And the fact that he had all 3 of his bags that were, for the most part, empty, finally come to the conclusion that no, that's not what we want. So he was blacklisted, and these tokens, the remaining token allocations that he has, will be burned. So we again decided to that is just not what we want in here. So
Man, I'm glad you
Hold
made that
on, hold on.
decision.
Hearing all of
Hey,
that.
and we
Yeah.
also don't want people cutting everybody off. So please, one more time, be courteous, or we're gonna have to mute you guys if you keep cutting in.
Hey, I just
It's
had a quick
true. And
question.
also to coattail on that, hold on, please, Tate. To coattail on that, we have 408 people in here tonight, 410 and counting. So we have to be really mindful about how much time, and the dev has been out here giving us his time multiple times a day, hours at a time in the night. So, there's a lot of people in here that all have questions. We have to be mindful of that. We're a community. Let's please not try to take up too much of the devs' time individually when there's a lot of other people here that have stuff that they want to discuss also. You can always DM him, etc. But let's try to move through this as smoothly as possible. Thank you.
I just got $17,000 right now.
Are you guys not listening to what we're saying? Stop interrupting. We will open the floor to questions when the dev is done. Don't do it again, or we'll mute the whole chat, and then we'll have to treat it like kids' school. All right? Please hold your questions. We'll let you know when we're ready for you. All right? Thank you.
So anyway, so the bottom line, the verdict was that they're no longer allowed to be part of it. They will not be part of any future ones, and the remaining allocations are going to be burned. So that's
We're
it.
gonna do another countdown
Again, that sets the example. We will not tolerate any of the private sailors to do the wrong thing. And I said that earlier while we were in there. It's like, really what it comes down to is everybody's been taught what's wrong and what's right. Do what's right. It's that simple. Do what's right. You know if you're doing, if you're being greedy, and if you're hurting others instead of doing it responsibly, taking profits responsibly. So if you don't do the right thing, the consequences are the consequences.
So you're going to be burning that wallet that kind of just went and did his own thing?
Yes, we will be burning it.
Thank you for picking everything up, and I hope you understand that I have been a part of this since I think around the 18th or the 19th, and I'm not trying to spread any FUD. Just want a clarification. That's all. So thanks for clarifying.
And yeah, and I'm perfectly fine with that. My only point to you, I don't know if you go by, is it G Michael, or what do you go by?
G, it's G.
G. Okay, so G, my only point to that is that, because I deal with this, a lot through the project, is, people kind of get bits and pieces of information sometimes, and the problem is that then they start talking to others, and others hear those bits and pieces of information. I ask and I urge everybody, do a little digging, do a little research. If you're not sure about something, come to me, come to one of the other members or something, and try to find out the truth, get to the facts, because a lot of times, blockchain's not easy, to really dig into it and understand. I mean, it's not hard, but it's also not easy, because there's a lot of things that go on in the transactions that it's hard to decipher sometimes. And if you're not used to looking at it, you sometimes don't, you just don't know what you're looking at. And I encourage people to try to find others that might be able to help them with it, before you start spreading FUD. Because for any project, not just this one, but any project, it's really tough. We instead of working on the project, we end up spending so much time fighting FUD and fighting, to try to convince people that we're doing the right thing. And don't get me wrong, I know there's problems, just like today on the other project that Rug pulled. That it does happen, and that's why people start questioning these things, which is okay. I'm just saying, try to dig in and do the research, try to get the real facts, because before you start throwing the FUD out there, make sure it's right, because you just know that it's taking away from what your investment is, partly because you're taking away from what people are trying to do and what they're trying to work on, because they have to spend time proving, and it's not just once, because when it happens, you ended up having to prove it over and over and over and over again to so many people. And as the projects grow, there's that many more people that you're trying to address, because, at least for me, I'll say, I try to get back to everybody. I try to answer everything. It may take me a little while, and I'm sure some of you have gotten some delayed responses from me, but I've got so many messages because people have different concerns about different things, and I'm trying to work through them at the same time that I'm working on the project. So just be mindful that, it's do help that situation out by doing your due diligence. Do your due diligence, and just make sure you got your facts right, before you start telling other people things like, that may or may not be 100% accurate. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it definitely does. I tried to word things in a certain way so it didn't come across as spreading any FUD. And I did have people coming to me constantly, and I was just trying to get clarification from, I think,
Sure.
or someone else on the team had asked a question just vaguely, but wasn't really getting a response. I think I reached out to you, so hopefully I didn't kind of put anything out there in a certain way, and I wasn't trying to. If I did, if anyone
Yeah.
took it away. It was getting clarification, and I think if anything, it just grow the community, clarifying everything.
Sure. No, and like I said, I mean, I definitely get it. I mean, I understand it. It's just, you know, it's again, it's the education thing. And, I was kind of thinking, if we get to the point where we're kind of moving along as we get a little further in the project, some of these sessions that we do, I wouldn't be opposed to uh, going through and discussing things, have an open forum, open floor, let people ask just things about how you look at information and data on the blockchain, and how do you evaluate things like that, so that you have a better understanding of of all the information that's out there, because there's a lot. The blockchain is got a massive amount of data, and it's all out there. Every transaction, everything is out there for anybody to see. So you can pretty much find whatever you want. You just got to know where to look and how to look at it. So anybody else? I'm sorry.
You ready to open the floor, or what do you got more to say?
Well, does anybody else have any questions about this specific topic, about what happened today? And
yeah, sir. Mr. Cliff,
Buffett, you got background noise.
Can y'all hear me clear?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I was just wanting to ask about the wallet they are going to be burning. How many coins are left in the wallet that's going to be burned?
Do I have that open right now?
Can we also get a countdown, Cliff, please, like last
time? Maybe. The reason I say that is because one of the other topics we'll talk about, it's going to be that one we've been talking about the open up the max transaction amount. If we go ahead and we open that up, then yeah, we could do a countdown. If I don't, and it's not, or we open it, but it's not enough to quite cover the number of tokens that are in there in one transaction, then I probably will not announce it like I did the other night, because I'll have to bump it up for a short period of time and then bring it back down. So we'll come back to that. Let me see if I can find.
And also, I also see there's several people at the bottom with their hands up. So those who are about to ask a question after this, there's actually like 4 people in line. Just a heads up, and I'll get to them first.
I believe it's 37.4
Well, one more
quintillion.
thing I wanted to say, Cliff, is I was just wanting to know, is there a way for us to know how many private sale holders there are right now also, or is that something we're not allowed to know?
No, I can probably get that number. So the number of tokens is 891 quintillion tokens.
All right, thank you, sir.
So just below a sextillion, just below a sextillion. So almost what we're going to burn on Thanksgiving.
All right, that sounds good. Thank you, sir.
Is that the cumulative amount from both of the wallets, or just the one?
From all three of the wallets.
Nice.
Yes, that's the total from all 3 of the wallets.
Okay, so I have a question.
Hold on, Eldred, I'm sorry. We had 3 people in line before you. Give me 1 second, okay? Thank you very much.
I've been trying to ask this question for like 30 minutes, but okay.
Oh, let
him go.
Yeah, go ahead, Eldred. If it's on this topic, go ahead. If it's on this topic.
Eldred. What I wanted to ask was, okay, so you said that you have the tokens that are private, the private sale tokens that wallets that you have. So the people that have the private sale wallets don't have access to the wallets at all?
No. So again, when we launched, they're their wallets. Okay, so all of the wallets that are in the pre-sale are their wallets. they got in their wallets for whatever the amount that they bought, they got 1/3 of whatever they bought up front when we launched. The remaining 2/3 went into a locked wallet. We put them in a token lock, and they open up. They open up. Well, one of them actually opens up tonight because this is the end of the first week. So the original distribution was going to go starting tomorrow, which it will, but it's only going to be now, instead of being a whole other third, it's going to be that 9.57%, because that's what they're going to get now over the next 7 weeks. They will get that 9.57%, so a much smaller amount at a time, and for a longer period of time, for 7 weeks. So yeah, is that, I guess, does that answer what you're asking, or?
Well, yes, it did, but I was just, because I was asking if if they had control, then no, that
No.
answered my question. Thank you.
Yeah, no, they don't know. Of the ones that are locked, they do not. Until we give them the distribution, they do not hold possession of them.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, that makes me feel really secure about that. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you're
Okay,
welcome.
And,
pulling up.
and
Cliff,
if I can just
Cliff, I was
if I
wanting to
can just
know whether
add
you had an answer
one
on
quick
about how
little
many
side
private
note.
sellers there is, how many private holders there is. I just never got an answer. I don't mean to interrupt, guys. I'm sorry.
So while he looks for that, I just wanted to. Can you guys hear me?
You're cutting in and out pretty good, Shinja, as usual.
Can you guys hear me now?
No, that's worse.
Oh.
So, I'm going to go ahead and find, just to have the people ready for after the dev answers that question. We do have people in line. Please respect that. They were on mute, and because when you enter the room new, you get muted, and they got their hands up. So we'll go through them first, and then we'll get to everyone else, and I'll let you know how many there are. There's just a lot of people in here, so I appreciate everyone's patience, and we'll get through this. And so fight Shibnobi, I see you in there, but we're going to get you. You'll be next after the dev answers this question.
So there were 50 people in the private sale.
Thank you, Cliff.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, sir.
You're welcome.
Okay, so now fight. And please, you guys, keep yourselves muted. There's just a lot of people, and every little sound does affect the whole process and the experience everyone's having. So please respect that. Go ahead, fight. Okay, next. Anybody else got a question for the dev?
Hey, I just wanted to know when this will be launching on a Pancake Swap. That's all.
So I'll give a little update there. This morning also, before all this happened, I actually finalized our negotiations with Certik. Certik is the auditing service, like pretty much the premier auditing service. We came to an agreement. They are going to, even though we have an audit today from TechRate on the existing Ethereum contract, they are going to give us another audit for the Ethereum contract, and they are going to go ahead and audit our BSC contract for when we launch on BSC. They are also going to then, part of what's included with that is their Skynet program, which will be somewhere that all of you investors can go. If you wanted to take a look at what some of that looks like now before we get on it, you can go to certek.org. You'll see all kinds of other tokens listed there, and you'll see the amount of data that they've got and what they monitor and the transactions and everything to make sure that a project is safe and doing the right thing. There's just a multitude of data there that they've got. So that is all being done. I've paid for that. I paid the amount in full this morning for them to do both of the audits and to get us on Skynet. And on top of that, they are going to work with me because I know everybody has had the concern about when we launch on BSC, is it going to hurt the Ethereum side, and is it going to crash that? So we have talked about that as well, and we are going to basically make it so that the BSC contract launches at a similar price as what the Ethereum network is. So there's no real reason to jump from one to the other. And they have some people on their staff that is going to work with me to implement a bridge between the two to keep the price kind of stabilized between the two. So because we've got all that going on, I need to wait before I finalize a launch date. I need to go through this process with them. We need to get this going. Once we get a little bit into it, probably within the next week, I think we'll probably be able to set a launch date. I don't suspect that launch date will be worst case 4 weeks, but I don't think it'll take that long. I think it'll be probably a good bit less than that. Typically, just the process for Certiks is about 2.5 weeks. Of course, like I said, we're throwing in with it the bridge aspect, so it's probably going to take a little bit longer. But so it won't be much longer. But I think doing it this way now, there'll be a much higher level of confidence for the investor. You'll be able to check everything, like I said, on Skynet as we're trading. And they're gonna help us with that bridge so that it keeps everything kind of more lockstep between the two networks. So I think that should make everybody feel much better about having the second launch. So I think even though it's going to take a little bit longer than we originally wanted to launch it, I think it's well worth the wait for that.
Okay, thanks a lot.
All right,
You're welcome.
Saitama 1, I saw that you were trying
Thank
to
you for that, bro.
Hold on. I gotta get to say Tama 1 is trying to, but I had to mute him because you guys, it's very important that we stay muted if we're not talking. Please be mindful of that. We'll have to mute the whole chat because it's hard for everyone to hear. And I appreciate you guys understanding that. There's a lot of people in here, and just the airwaves, it makes it difficult. So I'll try to find Saitama 1 here. There's a lot of people, most people in the chat that we've had. So just bear with me. Oh, it looks like he left us. Okay, so the floor is open. So someone, and one at a time, and one question at a time. And please mute yourself when you're done asking the question.
I have a question. So are there any plan? What's the plan for like burns? Basically, I know you've done some burns. Is that going to be like an ongoing thing? And what's the limit? Of burns in the future that would be happening.
So we've already done to date. I think it's about 31 or 32% burned. So of our total supply, there's 31 to 32% total burn. We are right now. Well, as of today, there's going to be this token burn for the violator of the private sale group. There is also then scheduled on Thanksgiving, we're going to do a 1 sextillion token burn. And then 1 week after that, Thursday after Thanksgiving, we're going to do another 1 sextillion token burn. So you're between tonight and those two events, you're going to get almost just shy of almost 3 sextillion tokens burned. That's a pretty big number. After that, as I mentioned last night, and there's not a set schedule for it. We are, like I said, we are working through getting on an exchange right now. We're still in the process of evaluating who we're going to list with. And actually, Certik is working with us on that too. They are going to come back to me tomorrow morning with a list of their recommendations for exchanges to list on, because with all this data that they collect and that they work with all of these tier 1 exchanges, they've got mounds and mounds of data to show the actual performance of listing on one, because I've had lots of tokens tell me they picked an exchange, they spent $50,000 or $60,000 to list on an exchange because they're not cheap, and then they flopped. They didn't get anything out of them, so that's what we want to try to avoid. So Certik is also going to dig through their data, and tomorrow they're going to get back to me with a list of what their recommendations are for a exchange to list on. So based on the data that we've already captured and we kind of dug through with the different exchanges, we're going to take that, compare that against what they give us, and then I'm hopeful that either by tomorrow or probably worst case by Tuesday, I'm hoping we'll be able to make a decision as to which exchange we will list with.
I have
Okay.
a question
Thank you.
still on the burning. So when we started the project, we started with X numbers, right? So did we have a goal to say, okay, we're gonna start with this, but our end goal we wanna get to this amount and the end of it all?
No,
No.
and I've explained on other AMAs. We're going to just kind of play it by ear. So there's a couple of things, as we watch and monitor the growth of the token, and we look at how many zeros we can kill, and the reason I kind of got into the exchanges a minute ago is because I think I didn't complete my thought with this, is that there's so many tokens that we have set aside. They're locked. They're tokens that are locked right now, that they're set aside for us to use to get onto exchanges. So there'll be I'm pretty sure that depending upon once we list on the exchanges, there's going to end up being some amount of tokens probably at some point left over, that once we're sure we don't need them for another exchange or something like that, because even though we're listing on one exchange right now, we probably will list on multiple exchanges. It's not going to be just one. We've already got obviously Uniswap, and we've already got FegX that we're on today. I actually did submit an application last night for Saitama Mask. So I don't know how many of you know, but Saitama has got their own coming out, and theirs is supposed to support tokenomics, where a lot of these other exchanges don't support the tokenomics. So we're going to try to see if we can get on there. I am also going to probably reach out to Shib and see if we can get on ShibaSwap. I'm gonna look at that. One of the challenges that we've been running up against is because of the large supply that we have, the 69 sextillion tokens total supply that we have. A lot of these exchanges we found can't support it. Their code doesn't allow for that many digits. So that in itself has been limiting how many tokens, or I'm sorry, limiting which exchanges we can even go to also. But yet, my point is there's going to be other exchanges that we list on as well. But then once we finally get to a point where we're pretty comfortable with that, I'm sure there probably will be some X number of tokens left over that we will then put back into a burn also. Outside of that, once we get past that period and we have no more tokens that we can possibly burn, then what we will do is institute a buyback and burn program. So where we take some of the marketing tax, let's say that comes into the project, we may buy back so many tokens, and then when we buy them, it's going to help pump the chart up because we're buying tokens. But then we're going to take those tokens and we'll send them to the burn wallet. And when we do that, then it'll also help to raise the price a little bit. So once we get to a point where there's no more tokens, we'll institute probably a buyback and burn program.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm sorry, just to piggyback on that, is there a max issuance of like what'll be distributed?
So yeah, there's a fixed supply. Our fixed total supply is 69 sextillion tokens. They're already created. There's nothing being minted. They're already created. They're there. We've already burned almost 32% of that 69 sextillion supply. So that's it. That's all there's ever going to be.
Okay, thank you.
And since 32 percent's already burned, we already gone. Our circulating supply is already less.
Money T, you got to wait, man. Money T, please mute yourself. We got Say Tom at 1 came back on, so I want to make sure he gets his piece. We've also got Hold Me came back in, but everyone else, please, Cortez, please mute yourself. That's the echo we hear is your mic. Yes, that's exactly why we need to keep ourselves muted. Once you're done asking a question, please don't leave the mic open. Please mute it so we can all hear you. One question per person so we can get through this a little bit and try to hear from as many community members that we have. There's a lot of people on here, and the devs got work to do for us. This is all just trying to help ease everybody's understanding of what's going on here. So it helps a lot. But let's go. So Tama 1, call me after that, and then Marty McFly.
Yeah, I was just
So Tommy,
wondering.
you got the floor.
Yeah, sorry about that. No, yeah, I was just wondering if you guys are ever gonna hold a live AMA on Twitter Spaces. That would be really cool. And I was wondering what your Twitter handle would be too.
So yeah, this came up earlier today about maybe using some other platform to do AMAs on versus Telegram. Somebody threw out to me in a private message today about using Twitch, where we could actually stream it from here to Twitch, so it would be live on Twitch, and then anybody could see it there. Other people have said YouTube. I mean the Twitter Spaces I think has come up too. So I just need to figure out what probably makes more sense. I mean, I guess the other thing is, where is everybody most comfortable going? I mean, we seem to be getting pretty good turnouts here now. Will we have the same, like if we move it somewhere else? I guess is my other concern. Is everybody going to know to go there, and will they use that other medium? So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm open to suggestions for that. I don't know what you guys
Have like
prefer.
ones, that would be nice.
Mute
feel like
yourself, guys. Oh,
I feel like we should stay
Oh,
on Telegram for now. So Telegram is working. Telegram, we're building up. Tonight we have 400. I remember when it was just 100. So, my opinion will be staying on Telegram for now. Then if when we get bigger,
Well, and
we have people to work the Discord.
that's why I was looking at the Twitch solution, because now I don't know for sure, but my understanding is from what I was explained was that you could actually still do it here, but it would live stream to Twitch and then be recorded there, so that anybody wanted to go watch it later if they missed it could still go there and see it as well. So if that does work, that's an option that we can still stay here and still have it somewhere else.
okay. Call me. You're up.
What is your
No, Muhammad, I'm gonna have to mute you. Muhammad, you're not. You're. I'm sorry, brother. I'm sorry to interrupt, but there's people that have been waiting. Muhammad, thank you. So call me. You've been waiting a long time. Go ahead. You have the floor.
Hello? How you doing?
Hey, how you doing? Good. How are you?
Oh man, this is a really good project. I'm really appreciate for that. So my I don't have that much question because you answer all my questions. So, but I'm just wondering, I'm just wondering how long it's gonna take us to eat like more zeros, like 3 to 4 zeros.
Well, before these dips happened here, we were moving pretty good. We were well on our way.
Yeah.
And I don't know about 3 or 4 zeros, but we were on our way to the next one anyway. My goal that I've set right now, I'm not so much looking at zeros per se, but I'm looking at, I set the next market, or the goal to be a $500 million market cap. That's where I would like to have all of us focus on. Let's get it pushed. Let's push till we get to 500 million market cap. We get past that, I'll set our sights to the next level, which will be a $1 billion market cap. I'm pretty sure once we hit $1 billion market cap, we will have killed at least 1 zero. I don't know if we'd probably be a portion of the way through for another one. But that's where also the continuation of burning tokens or buying back and burning is going to help to accelerate that, because it reduces the circulating supply. So we're going to continue to look at it, but it'll be kind of just as we see momentum either slow down or something like that. We may do more burns.
All right, we got Freddie Shibnobi. Freddie, you got something?
Yeah, what I was gonna ask, since this project is, I believe this project is gonna be like Bitcoin, Shiba, Saitama, because I've been a Shiba when it started, Saitama when it started. So when I had this one, I just jumped into it, and I saw you, and I have faith, and I know we're gonna go. So I just wanna ask you, in the future, if we have some fault, do you have a technical strategy you can use to clear all the fault? And then we can come back, because with Shiba, we have so many ups and downs, but we went through, and I want everybody to be ready for any ups and downs, so we can all keep buying and keep going, because I know this project is going to be good. You're going to make me millionaire. Everybody here going to make me billionaire. So I'm moving a lot of my money from Shiba to here, because Shiba made me
That's
Saitama,
good.
and
Great.
going to make me, this one. So
So,
I'm
so to answer your question, I think we're kind of doing it. The reason I'm on here all the time is because I'm trying to spread education about what we're doing, either what we're doing or education about the crypto space in general and answering questions. And again, to me, I think the more that all of our investors are educated on what we're doing or things that they're not sure about that they have questions about and they want to find out an answer for, that in itself, I believe, helps to cut down the FUD. We were kind of talking about it at the beginning of the call when Michael came on. That was my point when we were talking about that. Is that I think sometimes somebody thinks they understand something, but maybe they don't 100% really, and then they start saying things to other people, which then starts to snowball and it starts to cause some of these FUD issues. So the more that we can just educate and put knowledge in people's hands, I think that is our best defense against FUD. So that's why I'm here. That's why I'm doing this all the time. Is just so that we can hopefully fight some of that and help to make all of our investors smarter in this crypto space, because there's a lot of crap that goes on. We all know that. We see it. There's lots of scams that go on, and people aren't sure. And sometimes the reason that some of our investors get caught up in scams is because they don't know for sure. They think something's okay, but it's not okay. So the more we can just educate people, I think that's what helps to cut FUD and fight the scammers that are out there, that are hurting investors. So I think that's the best thing we can do, I believe.
Thanks, Cliff. And Freddie, sorry, I had to mute you, man. You left your mic on and it was unmuted and it was leaving a static sound in the background. So just a reminder, once you guys are done asking your questions, please mute yourselves. If I do mute you, I'm not doing it out of spite or anything. It's just so that we can all hear the dev better. Michael Contreras, you are up next, brother. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just it's nothing big or anything to the dev, but I'm disconnected from the Discord. I just wanted to know why. I mean, I'm new, basically.
You want to know why what?
I just want to know why it says something about I'm muted from the Discord, so I can't like chat or nothing. I've been kicked out.
Did you complete the? I think they've been in the process of setting it up, so I apologize if there's anything maybe not right yet. They're trying to still get all the kinks worked out of it, but I think they might have set up where you kind of have to do some kind of process when you first connect to there to verify yourself. Did you do the verification?
Yeah, I've been connected to other admins and stuff other Discords, but I don't know, for some reason.
No. But you could be. You might be in another Discord, but typically what happens is when you go into a new server on Discord, you have to go through a verification process in that server. If you don't do that, typically you can't message or do anything until you go finish that. So typically there's a one of the channels in there on the left hand side that has something for verification or new member or something like that you have to go in there. You can probably find your name in there somewhere in the list of names, and you probably have something you got to click on or acknowledge before it'll let you tight.
Yeah,
I'll
I got
which,
faith in this project.
which
I know that we're gonna go.
I'll
Big.
tell you what is are any of my Discord guys admins here? Are there anybody in here right now?
Absolutely, Jeff. I'm actually one of them. I'm actually a moderator there. I just wanted to actually. Yep, go ahead.
I was gonna say, can you get his username and check and see if that's the problem, if it's a verification issue, or if it's
Yeah, I'm in the Discord now. I mean, I didn't see anyone, you know, in here, which is weird. He's probably either in the wrong Discord. But hey, yeah, if you could DM me your username and stuff, I mean, I could definitely get you in here.
Thanks, guys. Okay, so Michael, just DM OG Mafioso. SS, I appreciate it, man. Sit tight. We got 2 people ahead of you. Marty McFly and then Sao. And then after that, it'll be SS.
So
what about Money T? I was shooting for SS.
Oh, yeah, Money. You know what, Money T? I apologize. You are right, brother. I'm so sorry. I skipped on Money T.
Before we go to the next person, though, real quick, I wanted to make one little announcement. So I don't know how many people, use Trust Wallet or picked up today, but I don't know how many of you got to see that our logo and the price and everything reflect now in Trust Wallet.
Hell yeah!
Because everybody always tends to hit.
I noticed that.
I see it.
Yep. So we got that there. I am next gonna try to work on MetaMask to see if we can't get our logo in MetaMask also. So
always making progress.
Logo.
Yeah, we're trying.
All right. So Money T, I apologize for that. Some of these answers to these questions take a while, so I lose track. So go ahead. Money T, you have the floor.
I'm sorry about that. Hey, what's up? Shinja to the moon, man. I have faith, man. This is light. This is so new of a project. I have no time to sell. I'm not selling no time soon. I'm gonna hold this to the moon and then beyond. I just had this one thing. I know I heard you talking about exchange, and I don't know if y'all guys know about Bitmart, and Bitmart has a lot of coins with basically similar numbers. I don't think it has many zeros, but I think that one is a good platform.
We unfortunately we looked at Bitmart. They can't handle the 69 sextillion. They weren't able to do it.
Damn.
Yeah.
All love though,
Yeah,
man. I just wanted to say
at
to
them
the
already.
moon, man. I'm here. I'm holding to the moon. I ain't selling. It is what it is. It is a new project. People shouldn't panic.
Awesome.
And I'm here.
Welcome, Team
Yeah.
Money T.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so please mute yourselves, you guys. And just to remember, please mute yourselves after you ask your questions, just so we can all get a clear answer. And Marty McFly, do you still have something you'd like to ask?
Yeah, I do. So just heard about the project today. I know that somebody mentioned earlier there was only 100 people in this chat the other day. Now there's over 400. Can you go in and give me basic tokenomics of this? We haven't really talked about any of that. And then if there's any kind of utility that it goes with this token, and I'll let you kind of speak to that.
Yeah. So the tokenomics, yeah, that's easy. It's a total 13% total tax. Of the 13%, 5% of it goes to liquidity, 5% of it goes to marketing wallet, and 3% of it goes to reflections to the holders. And I think you'll see once you jump in here with us, our holders have been really liking the 3% reflections, because with our total number being 69 sextillion total supply, and having the bigger numbers, and most everybody's got bigger number in their bags, that 3% on there is adding up fast. So that's a plus. Everybody's been saying how much they like that. The utility for the token, I would urge you to go to our website, take a look at our white paper. But basically what the utility is that we are developing our first and foremost utility, I should say, is that we're developing a multi-chain token swap. So today, typically when you want to trade on Ethereum, you got to go to Uniswap. When you want to trade on the BSC, you go to PancakeSwap, and then Polygon, you got to go to QuickSwap. You know, what we're doing is we're creating a token swap, Shibnobi swap, that is multi-chain. So you'll be able to select with inside of the one DApp. You'll be able to go and select which chain you want to trade on, and you'll be able to trade all of it from one place. You know, going forward in the future, we will obviously be adding other functionality and features to that. You know, we talked that we will probably down the road add staking to it. In the meantime, there's a partner token of ours that in the next 3 weeks are going to be releasing a staking platform that we are going to be the first token on their staking platform. So if any of our users want to be able to stake tokens, they'll be able to go there for the time being and stake. But then later in the future, once we get our DApp going, where our token swap going, then we probably will add staking to it directly as well. And then probably add other things that'll make use of or ease of use, I should say. You know, because I'm all about, you know, one of the reason I wanted to do this in the first place was because of having, you know, one place to go to be able to trade on any of the 3 networks and possibly some other networks in the future too. But we're focused on those 3 right now. You know, it's about having less moves, less steps I got to take, because I don't know if you know, a lot of you probably suffer the same thing. Is that when I'm doing things, when I'm trading, you know, if I'm going to trade, I got to go to a browse, you know, an exchange or a DEX, you know, here, and then I got to go another one over here if I'm trading something different. If I want to look at the Ether scan or BS scan, you know, I got to go to those sites. I'm always jumping between different places. So what I want to try to really do is kind of make it so you got more of a centralized location that you can kind of do everything from one spot. You don't have all the jumping around. So we'll probably, you know, add some links to when you have the tokens in the swap. When you have them there, you'd be able to have a button that you click on it and go right, bring up right the like the Ether scan or the BSC scan information. Different little niceties and things like that, all from one interface. Outside of that.
I noticed that you followed Feg Token. Can you, not trying to sound like a dick, but what are you guys going to offer that's going to be different than them? Because a lot of the things you said are a lot of the things that they're already doing or are doing.
You know, they're on. I guess they really just have tokens that trade either on Ethereum or BSC, and with them, it's really their own. You know, yeah, they have their own, you know, liquidity pools there too. But you know, it is similar. I will say, but the other part of what we're doing, like I said, outside of offering the staking and the other platform stuff, and the tie to the other things like the resources, resources that you kind of use when you're looking up stuff, trying to make that easier. But then also we are working on now, because there was a big push when we first started into a game, and you know, making like a play to earn game that will be Shibnobi based. So kind of like the old Shinobi game in the 80s, and we will, you know, make it so it's play to earn, so that you're owning tokens when you're playing there. And we may eventually tie in some of the in-game NFT stuff as well too. So it's kind of, you know, we're going to start to build like our own little ecosystem of different things to integrate together.
All right, thanks, Marty. And so one other question that we got in the VC today regarding the staking, I might as well, since we're on that topic, so we're not going to circle back to it in case it comes up, and I can also have it to answer in the VC during other times, is that they were wondering how long we were going to have to keep it staked for, and also what kind of staking earnings we would get.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have it that 100% defined yet. You know, we'll probably do it like with the staking as a specific APY. We haven't decided on what like the APY would be yet, But and there may be, you know, one of the things is probably have different contracts so that you can do different time lengths for staking, whether it might be 30 days, 60 days, 90 days staking. You know, so part of that'll be when different tokens come in to put their tokens onto stake. You know, that will, some of those decisions will be made by the other token that is putting their token on with us to stake. You know, we'll have a list of options that they can pick from to say, okay, yeah, we want to offer a 30-day, we want to offer a 60-day, or maybe we want to offer both. So I think that's not really going to be just set. That'll be decided by some of the other tokens that will come in and issue their tokens for staking.
Perfect. Thank you. Now, say ooh, did I say that right? Say you. There's some fire in between your name also. S-A and fire,
that me?
fire. No, not Fayu. I think you already went, brother. But thank you. And Cortez, I think we can mute you too if you would. So Fayo Love and Jay Cortez, please mute yourselves. I don't want to have to do it myself. But okay. There we go. And so then the next one would be SS. You're up.
Hey Cliff, how you doing? Hey Shinobi Strong, how you doing, sir?
Good.
Good, man.
How are you?
Yeah, sorry I had to do that. There's no way for me to put my hand up. Yeah, earlier on in the chat there was a question. Me and Shinobi Strong didn't actually know too much about it. I know you have marketing coming up and some interviews, like YouTube channel interviews coming up. The question was, what are we working with a marketing team, or are we hiring someone or get someone hired, or what are we doing with that? And the second question was, what is the legal status of Shibnobi? Are we an LLC? Because you said we were dealing with other people, and maybe that makes it easier to do partnerships. And so those were the two questions, and we didn't know that you wanted me to remind you. All right, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, we are not an LLC yet. I'm actually have a meeting set up for Tuesday of this week to go discuss some of that. So we will be. We are not yet, but that I've already got meetings set up in place for this week to start down that process. Sorry, what was the other one you had? What was it?
The marketing. What are we doing for marketing?
Yeah, sorry.
You got the YouTube interview lined up.
Yeah. So marketing, we've got actually multiple things going on. We've got, so I have hired a marketing crew that has come in, and they are taking over kind of like all of our social media. They're posting everything, cross-posting everything on all the different social medias. They're creating all kinds of the graphics and stuff that you guys are seeing popping up on our sites. They're making them. So they're taking care of that. But then we've got, Elsie. He kind of really heads up our marketing, but he's also working with some others that we've dealt with on other projects that have a lot of experience too, that are bringing some other I'll kind of call it temporary teams. So depending upon what kind of marketing we're doing or campaigns really we're launching. I say they're really more like specific campaigns. Like right now we've got one that we just went through all kinds of stuff to really be able to get listed in China. I didn't realize when we started this, like what they make you go through. Literally, we're going to end up getting an audit from the Chinese government to be able to really be listed and promoted within China. And then we've got promoters already lined up for once that passes to start promoting us and get us up into the top 3 in China. So we've already got that in place. It's in the works. It's going through the Chinese government right now to be approved and to get the audit done. Then there's another whole marketing campaign that some of our other team members are working on right now that's going to try to help diversify some of the other ethnicities around the world to bring more people into the project. And that's why part of the reason, like in the Discord that they're setting up right now, we'll have all of the different the different chat rooms for different different countries, so that they all have a place to kind of go. We've done a little bit of that here in Telegram already. We do have a Chinese Telegram chat. We do have an Arabic Telegram chat, but in the Discord we're setting up right now, like a bunch of countries, and then this promotion that we're getting ready to do will help to try to bring in a lot more different ethnicities and backgrounds to help share and grow in the project.
All right.
Outside,
Thanks.
well, and then on top of that, once we get the exchange worked out, we're not going for low end packages. Whichever one we go on, we're going to go for their top end package. So then it'll be at least a month of promotion with them pushing the project. There's also with Certik, so they kind of come in and they advertise. They kind of bring a whole following with them when they come into the group. Once we get a little further along, you'll see the guy from Certik. He'll come into our chats here with us, and he'll help answer questions and make sure everybody feels secure with the security measures that they're going to be putting in place. But they have a whole kind of following that kind of comes along with them too to bring people into the projects. We're obviously doing all the normal stuff where I've brought on a couple of YouTubers that are starting to kind of be dedicated to us, that are going to start putting out multiple videos per week. We've got lists of different promoters on Twitter and some of the other social medias that we're going to. So I mean, we're throwing stuff at all over the place, trying to really make sure we've got as much hype, as much traffic coming in, as many investors as we can coming into the project and trying to learn about the project. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, definitely. Yep. Yeah. Sorry for the so long, but I didn't want to. Appreciate that.
No, that's all right. No,
All
absolutely.
right. Hold on real quick. DJ Crypto, you want to chime in, brother? Go ahead.
I just wanted to tell him that I threw.
I saw that shit.
Earlier. That's how bullish I am.
That was horrible.
You did what? Sorry.
Hey, Doug, are you trying to?
Threw
Doug, you
in
trying to?
50 earlier because that's how bullish I am on this project, and I'm only doing videos on YouTube about Shibnobi, and that's it.
So
There you
Crypto,
go.
DJ Crypto is one of our whales, one of our good whales that Cliff was talking about. Give him a shout out on his YouTube and give him some love. And everyone, please make sure, like Dana Bowman, you're not muted. You got to be muted, bro. I'm gonna mute you. I'm sorry. Thank you.
Thank you. That's all I wanted to say. Appreciate it, bro.
Thank you.
Thanks, DJ.
So we got 5 people in line, and it's starting with Caesar. I unmuted you, Caesar. And just be mindful when you're done asking your question. Please mute yourself, and then we'll go from there. So Caesar, you're up.
Hey, thank you, Shibnobi Strong. I don't want to create any FUD, but and by the way, Cliff, I can see my the logo and the price on MetaMask, so not sure if you have to do anything there. And the other thing is that's a little bit suspicious that I saw on the BSC chain. There's just two contracts there that says Shibnobi. Not sure if those are yours. I just want to point that out. I saw it on PooCoin.
Scams. All right, thanks, Caesar.
They're not ours. They're people that put them there after we launched. We have not launched one on BSC yet. When we first launched, this came up almost like the either within the first day or was the next day that we saw that there were people starting to already copy us. I mean, we've got multiple people that have copied. And they're not even copies, because I went and I looked at some of the contracts. The contract's not even nearly the same. All they did was make it the same name. Some of them even have different total supplies. I think one of them has the same total supply. They're not the same contract code. They're just copied, put the same name in there to scam people. And we had that happen because the first days people were confused. They went and looked on, in PooCoin or somewhere like that, and they just typed in the name and it popped up, and there it is, and they went and invested in it, and then they got scammed and lost money. We had so many people coming and telling us that, and that's why I keep telling everybody, don't ever invest in anything unless you go to the website of the project. Go to the website, get the contract address off the website, use that to put into PooCoin or to whatever or whatever swap you're going to use, whether it's PancakeSwap, whether it's Uniswap. Make sure you got the right contract address, because there's so many scammers out there that as soon as they see a project come out, and especially if a project starts to do good, they start copying it so that they know, because they know people are going to rush, they're going to FOMO, they want to get into the project, they don't pay attention sometimes, and they grab the wrong contract address, and then they get scammed out of the money because they think they're investing in one and they're in another one. So we have not listed on BSC yet.
Got it. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Caesar.
Hey, we have people asking about the Chinese market and the actual chat itself, because China has banned crypto. Can you answer or reference what you were talking about when speaking about China?
And can I get in line?
Yeah, let me go over there and see what they're saying.
Yeah, so China has prohibited banks from doing transactions that involve crypto. So people can still trade crypto. They just can't cash it in and do anything right now, but that's not unusual for China. They've been playing this game off and on for years, since the beginning of things. So their regulations change quite frequently. And, but you can still trade crypto. You just can't run it through a bank and get your money out right now. So that's my understanding of that at the moment.
Hey,
Can
I add something to
hold
that?
on. Oh yeah, John. Yeah, you guys go ahead. There's the family. Go ahead.
So for Chinese marketing, anybody that speaks Mandarin in general is considered Chinese marketing, and nearly every surrounding country speaks Mandarin in general.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think what you're saying is that it's not just China, the nation, but also the surrounding countries that are considered the Chinese market and may not be affected by the that type of ban or prohibition.
Right.
How do I raise my hand?
I see. I see in here, while I was just looking in the chat, though, I see something else here. There's so much confusion around liquidity lock. So, like, I see somebody posted in here a picture of Unicrypt, and they said they have Shinja, our token, pulled up in there, and it says no locked liquidity on Unicrypt. Well, no, there's not any liquidity locked on Unicrypt, because I didn't lock it on Unicrypt. I locked it on TrustSwap. So again, this is where the misinformation thing, like I was talking about earlier, comes up, because you have to understand, everything. You can lock liquidity on so many different sites.
That's not even
so
our
it's
contract.
And real
it's
quick,
not.
John, Shibnobi John, do you mind
Yeah,
going to clear that
it
up?
is.
I'm on it right
It
now.
is actually,
Thanks,
though.
brother.
If you look here, let me share my screen. I'll tell you what. Let's do this. We'll talk through it. Let me share my screen.
Thanks for pointing that out, Cliff. So,
Can you guys see my screen right now? Then.
Yep.
Oh, shoot! Where'd it go? Somebody just deleted it.
Sure, we can see it.
Yeah, but somebody just deleted it. It's gone.
They took it down because they realized they were wrong.
Well, I don't know. I was going to use it for example. Oh, all right. Well, I guess I can't do that. But basically, what it was ours, because I looked at the top of it. So what the difference is? So here's another thing that people don't realize all the time. D threw out and said, well, that's not our contract. Well, no, that wasn't our contract address, but it was our liquidity pair address. So that's another thing. So you have, when you create a liquidity pair, and a pairing is basically putting tokens in and putting whatever you're pairing it against. So like in this case, right now we're paired with ETH, but it could be something else. It could be our token paired with USDT. Because you could create multiple liquidity pairs also for a token project. Right now, we only have one, That could change in the future. We could have others, but right now we have one. And actually, anybody can create a liquidity pair. If any of you wanted to, you could go create a liquidity pair and put your token and your ETH in a pair, and you'd be gaining 3% interest basically on your investment into our liquidity pool. But anyway, so a liquidity pool, when you create one, gets a separate contract number basically, and that contract address, so which is the one that was in that picture before it just got deleted. That was our liquidity pair of our pairing of Shinja token and Ethereum. So that's what I'm saying. Everybody, that's where I try to just, if we can educate people more. Yes, it's not our contract address that where you go and you buy our token, but that was our liquidity pair address. So there's different pieces of the puzzle that you put together the whole thing.
Thanks, Cliff. That's important stuff right there. And I hope all the mods are taking note so we can put out the FUD that this guy, any kind of nonsense or inaccurate information, really, that's all it is. They think they're no, and there's so much information here. We have Adele, and then Adele, if you're around, and after that is Crypto J Truckin', and then after that, I think it's we should do our dev a service and check in with him and see how he's doing. We've been going at it hard, so I know it's late over there where he's at, so we'll check in with him after that. But Adele, are you still around?
I think that was a mistake, sir.
Okay, that's fine, no worries. So then that gives us Crypto J Truckin'. Good to see you again, my friend.
Yeah, you guys, I love y'all. Thank you, Cliff.
Sure.
I just wanted you to check your DM and then from me. But then I just want you to know, like those little fish, we try to buy in on the dips, but it gets hard for us, Some of us don't have it. I've bought in 4 or 5 times myself, and I was looking at the day 3. But just thank you, and just don't forget about his little fish. Let's think of a way where we can all buy dips. Hopefully, we're smart enough to take profits off other projects and put in here at the dip. So, God bless y'all. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Truckin'. Appreciate you, bro. So, how you feeling, Dev?
I'm all right. I'm all right.
All right, sounds good. So, the floor is open.
Can I ask?
Okay, let's do it this order. We got Nostradamus. That's a pretty cool name. So Nostradamus will go first. Then we got Oh Boy, and then BK, and then I'll go to the hands being raised.
Hi, I'm just wondering, will you be opening up the reflection for the black hole wallet?
No, the dead wallet is removed from Reflections.
Thanks, Nostradamus. And then that brings me to a point. There was a question earlier. Someone asked if we still get reflections if we're in a cold wallet.
You mean in a cold? If you're in your own cold storage wallet?
Yes. That's the question.
Yeah. The answer is yes, because I think we talked about this the other night. Contrary to everybody's belief, your tokens aren't in your wallet really anyway.
Right.
So that they really are out on the blockchain. So even your reflections, the reflections, even like with the rest of your tokens are sitting in on the blockchain. Basically, the reflections actually sit within the contract, and what happens is that your reflections gain, and when you go to sell, eventually, it takes and calculates and adds the reflections that are calculated within the contract and the tokens that are in your wallet to combine that and give you your total token balance, and then you're able to sell them. So that they're yours, but they're kind of in different places. And then the same thing for like with your cold storage. It's not really there. You're still getting your reflections, which are in the contract. It's just a matter of a function when you connect your cold storage to your laptop and you go to trade it. Then you're then still adding those two totals together, what your total token is plus your reflection, and allows you to trade it. So yeah, it doesn't matter if you have cold storage or not. You still gain reflections.
Okay, yeah, cool. That's what I thought. I just wanted to be sure, 'cause I know we touched on it the other night, but I don't think we got that deep into the exact cold wallet part. That threw me off a little. And so, oh boy, did you have something you wanted to add?
Yeah, I just wanted to bring some good energy to tonight's conversation. We've been going hard, man. You know, just the other day we just had like 600, 700 followers on the Twitter. We're up to 3,500. We've been progressing. Everybody in the chat is, you know, like I've been saying, real people. And you know, our dev Cliff, we got to really put our hands up and give him a real round of applause for being a solid individual that he is, and you know, taking his time and being humble and being patient and answering every question and not rushing. And you know, if there's any type of confusion, he's coming out and he's saying straight up, let's figure it out, and you know, let's get to the point of it. And you know, Shinobi Strong, I want to commend you too as well, because you know, we've been doing an amazing job. We have 400 people in here tonight. We were just at 100 the other day. So we're seeing the progression and we're doing the right thing. I just want to tell everybody, make sure you shield. If you don't do anything else, and you know, we're in this community all together, you know, just make sure you shield. It's free to do it. Be on Twitter, say Shinobi, say pound Shinja, and let's keep getting the name out there and you know, keep growing. This thing is big. If you're in this early, it's really truly a blessing, you know. So I just wanted to put that energy out there, and
So
to
what you were actually just saying, I'm just here helping. But to what you were saying, you know, I just looked at our holder count in Etherscan, and we're at 6,945 holders. So we are very close to hitting 7,000 holders right now. So yeah,
Hey,
that's
when you
what you're
guys get a
saying.
chance,
Get out there and chill.
This is day 8, I think, right?
Today is
6 or 7.
7. Yeah, it's 7, I think. Isn't
No,
it?
it's
7.
Monday.
No, 6.
Monday
No,
to
yeah.
Sunday, 6 days.
Yeah, yeah.
It
6
started
days.
on Monday, and I invested
Yep.
on my birthday. My birthday was Tuesday, so it's just it's been
Um,
a week tomorrow.
I got a small
Yeah.
announcement to make.
Yes.
I am in the works of getting this guy that he's a YouTuber. He has roughly 80,000 followers. I'm speaking to him on Twitter, and I've done stuff in the past with him. And I tried to get him into this chat right now, but I guess he's busy. He didn't see the messages, but he's gonna be in here pretty soon, and I'm thinking he might make a video, because once he sees, because he has no idea about it. I just brought it to his attention today, but he's
Who
asking
is
me
it?
for links, huh?
Who is it?
His name is, he does stocks and crypto. His name, it's two people that run the channel. It's Alpha Status Stocks.
Okay.
they're penny pitchers over on Wall Street.
Yeah, they do OTCs
They're
mostly.
cool, though. They are
Yeah, but
cool.
they have a following. They have they do crypto as well.
Cool. Yeah.
Quick
Good
question.
looking out.
Will the burn be tonight
Um,
or like tomorrow morning or something like that?
maybe. Yeah, it'll either be tonight or we'll do it tomorrow morning sometime. One of the two. It depends on how long we run here and how much steam I have left when we get done here. But yeah,
All
either
right, 10 for
either
it.
tonight or tomorrow morning. And I'll do what I did the last time. Once I do it, I will take a picture of the transaction in the dead wallet and post it in the announcement channel so that everybody can see it.
So
Hey, I got a question.
We got fistful of steel. He's been in line down there. Let's hear from them real quick. Sorry. Go ahead, Fist.
Strong,
What's the
thanks for
benefit
having
of
me.
it?
Cliff, I know we talked pretty late last night.
Yeah.
Can't tell you how much I appreciate you, man. Guys, I know you've been saying it earlier, but man, there's no dev like this out there that I've seen, and we just really appreciate how you're so transparent, and it's unbelievable to me. So I just wanted to say that first. joined a little bit late, so you might have talked about some of these things. I was in the MySpace all day listening to everything with Suzuki, and you know, Russ was on there like for 11 hours, I think, and the guy that was the face of that company. I commend him for being on the entire time, answering questions. Not the dev that stole all the money, but the guy that they put in this place to take the fall. The guy stood up and really answered all the questions, and admitted some faults he had. Anyway, I don't want to spend a lot of time on that. I wanted to ask. I know you were talking yesterday, or it might have been earlier today, about opening it up to being no limit. Did that happen? Was my first question. Go ahead.
It has not yet. I'm really just need to do it. You know, I kind of said that once we, you know, we got through all of this other stuff today, that I was probably just going to go ahead and open it up because, you know, like we've been talking about the past couple of days, everybody was concerned with the whales, but they kind of proved themselves today because they helped us recover much quicker than I thought we would. And you know, when they saw that it was happening, they went in and they threw a bunch more money at it and helped to bring the chart back up to where it was. I mean, it wasn't just them. I mean, there was other community, everybody was buying, but they had a big part of it, and so it kind of you know definitely earned my respect, and I hope, you know, for you guys who were concerned and worried, I hope that maybe it showed you guys that they're not all bad. Not to say, and you know, not to say that we'll never get a whale that's not going to be bad, because it'll happen. It's going to happen. It'll happen at some point. All projects have seen that and have faced that. You know, I can't say enough. It's how us as a community responds to it that makes all the difference. You know, when it does happen, and it's inevitable, it will happen. Instead of everybody panicking and selling, put a little extra in, buy, keep it from going down like it would otherwise. You know, you gotta change your mindset. Look at it as a buy opportunity. You know, typically you're going to get a better price if you're never going to be able to just run up and never stop. That never happens. You're always going to get consolidation period where you're consolidating, which we're pretty much in a consolidation period now, which is normal because usually that's the period where then it sets up the next run up. So we're in that consolidation period now, but you know, at times you're going to get, when people get tired of waiting or seeing if something's going to happen, sometimes people sell. And when that happens and you see that, the best way to combat that is to buy a little more. You know, as it dips a little bit, you get a little better price, you buy some more.
Thanks.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with what you just said there. A lot of people just don't seem to understand that you can't just always go up. If you do that, you're going to crash hard. You want to consolidate, and you want to actually consolidate for a lot of days, not just one day, 2 days, but it's great to consolidate a good week. And then you know that's going to be very healthy to take off. So it's a good, I'm glad you pointed that out. I'm sorry, Strong, one more quick question. So I know someone just came on and talked about a YouTuber that they were talking about. But Cliff, you said earlier about when I heard you saying some of the things you're working on, and you said that you're working on, I think you said like 2 other YouTubers. I don't know if you can share the names with them, and I'm sure you're going to do this the right way. I just get scared whenever I hear about, and I'm sure you won't do this, but like YouTubers that will be out there trying to sell that this is going to like cut 6 zeros in the next month, and trying to bring in people that way. And I'm sure you won't do it that way. But that's why I was just curious, like if you can share the names of those YouTubers that you've been talking with.
Well, one of them popped in here a little while ago, DJ Crypto. He's been with us since we started this, and he's been posting regularly. And he just came in a little while ago, and he announced that he's not doing videos for anybody else. He's just creating videos
That's awesome.
about us right now. So he's one. The other one, what was his name again? Hold on.
Cake. Is it a Cake in Crypto?
Yeah, I think. Well, he's one, but then there's also Crypto
Tommy?
Rico. No, I don't know about
Tommy
Tommy,
Talks
but
Crypto?
no, the other one I think is it's a Crypto Rico,
That's who I
and
brought on, Cliff. I got
yes,
him last. Yeah.
yeah. So there's him, and then yeah, Kate.
Yes. Hey, I got a
Cake
question when you
and
guys get a
Crypto is
chance.
my brother in
Okay,
another
Christian,
group.
sorry, Christian and Crypto Trucking, and you guys, real quick. We do have BK's been in line, and we also have 4 other people that have been trying to chime in. So I will get to you. And Crypto Trucking, I know you already got a chance to ask a question. If we could maybe let some of these other community members get one in, that'd be good also. So go ahead, BK, if we're done on this topic.
Thanks, Strong. Hey, Dev. I just wanted to say I love you. And not because you're making me money or us money, but because of your transparency, and I could tell you're a real one. But also, what I wanted to ask was, when is the merch coming out? Because I'm really ready to rock it.
Funny you should ask that. So I just asked the marketing team to get some samples put together for some shirts, and then also look into what other products that we may be able to brand. So they're going to get some samples done, and then I've got a Shopify site that we just need to get set up. And then we'll link it to the website, and then once we can get through all that, we'll have on our website, we'll have a link for the Shopify, and should be able to go buy merch. So just starting through the details of that right now. So I don't have an exact date or anything for you yet, but we did just actually start that down that road. So it won't be too long.
Thanks, Dev.
Can you please put that one with the 2 swords as a shirt logo, please, Cliff?
Oh, the one like where he's got the
With the
two with the
blood,
machine gun on him.
all over. Yeah. Please.
Okay,
Crypto,
yeah.
he wants the
How much is the burn amount going to be?
almost a sectillion, like 809 something. I'll let Cliff tell you.
Yeah, it was like 891, I think, quintillion, something
I got
somewhere
a
around
quick
there.
off-topic question.
Yeah.
Is
Cut out on
anybody
it, Drew.
Coinbase wallet tripping? I'm trying to transfer. It shows my 10 Ethereum in there, but I'm trying to transfer it to my Coinbase wallet to buy, but it's saying transactions, something we're looking into it. Close app and try again. I don't know. I'm trying to dump 10 ETH in right now.
That's it. It's one of our good whales too, by the way.
Yeah, great day. So what, you're just having trouble transferring it out of Coinbase? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I have. It's in my Coinbase, like the actual Coinbase. So I'm just trying to transfer it to my Coinbase wallet, but it keeps saying, "Close your app. Your money will be safe. Close your app and retry it again." Like every time I try to send it, I mean, I've sent it multiple times today, so it's like I don't know what's going on. I was seeing if like Coinbase is down or like if anybody's trying to transfer right now.
Has anybody else doing that, and has anybody else been successful or having problems?
Yeah, I bought it. I put 15.99% slippage and had no problem buying it after
No, I'm talking about the
No,
token,
he's
brother.
trying to
I know how to purchase that.
Try
I'm talking about
updating
from
it
my
and
Coinbase to Coinbase
uninstalling it.
wallet.
Yeah, I bought it from Coinbase Wallet. That's what I'm saying. I had no problem.
Try
maybe
updating your Coinbase app, or if not, uninstall it and then install it again, because it happened to me too.
There we go.
Hold on. You said, Michael, you said that you bought
Yeah, I
directly
did
from
slippage
Coinbase without
at
going to
17 and
Uniswap?
20 and everything went through. It's just
No,
the
I just went
Ethereum
to
fees
my.
and transfers were really high.
I went
Hold
to my
on, one
Coinbase.
time.
I went to my Coinbase wallet, went to my Ethereum, and did a convert Ethereum to Shibnobi using from the website, as I always do, the contract address, pasting it in there, importing it, and I put a slippage of 15.99 and had no problem buying it all day today. Actually, I put a couple of buys in today. I don't let this FUD scare me out. I see the dev I know what he's about. You know, I may have brought up a few questions and
Question.
concerns earlier, but didn't discourage me from buying it though.
My question. I actually have a lot of this coin, so that's not my question.
Oh, all
Yeah.
right.
No, Dre's one of our whales. So he's
Yeah.
our good whales that Cliff was
I
talking about. One of them.
Hey, can I get my
So
question in?
yeah, Christian, I know you got one there, but can you mind if I ask Ash 007 real quick? Because he or she has
Hey,
been waiting a long time.
no, I'm here. Yes,
Ash, you
definitely.
there?
Hey, Cliff, hey, Shinobi Strong. So yeah,
You know,
just one quick thing because nothing related because I've been investing with you guys so long. So only one thing because I can see that there's a lot of scam going on around the Shibnobi coin. So what I suggest, because I've been in crypto for some time, so I know a lot of people are new. So I think the best thing you guys can do without being scammed or looking, because sometimes happen that people just replicate the website as well. That is very easy, and they can pretty much take the same code from the website, the official website, and they can clone it. So the best thing is to always go to the CoinGecko or the coin market cap, depending on the coin is already been on this exchange or not. Search the token there, and when the token is on there, you can actually copy the official contract from there and then import it into Uniswap. That way, you will never go wrong. That's how I do always, every single time. Or I go to the DEX tools if they are not yet on CoinGecko. So always go from there. Don't go from the website. I know it is fine sometimes going, but I think scammers are getting way more active on these things because they know that's how people go and look for the first thing. So I think always go for the DEX tools if they're not on CoinGecko or anything else. Otherwise, go to CoinGecko. Always.
Thank you. And Christian, you left your mic open there and it was echoing, so I muted you, and now I'm going back in there looking for you, and I can't find you. So if you come back in, I'll try to find you. In the meantime, Ricardo, you have the floor. All right. How about Rich for Life? Are you still with us? Rich for Life, I wrote you down as someone in line, and just remember to mute after you're done asking your question. Okay. How about Kryptonite? Is Kryptonite still here?
Yeah, I'm right here. You guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right. First off, just I want to thank Cliff for everything he's doing. Just give him his flowers and everything. Show him all the love he's been the position he's put us in and everything. Just it's really dope to be on something like this really early. So I just appreciate you for that and everybody holding it down in the community. And it's just kind of to backtrack on what I heard earlier about like like how some of the private sale holders is what I think about is that they have eventually they're going to get to that point where they're going to have all their tokens, which is fine. And what I think about is the overall project when that kind of trade is open, just a high amount of ETH. Do you think that would like we'd be already at a point where we reach sustain no matter how much like say a 50 ETH transaction to a 100 ETH transaction happens? Like we'd still be able to sustain ourselves or something like that. I know anything's not for sure, but just something I think about from time to time, and that's all.
You mean if we get a 50 ETH sell, will we be able to withstand it? Is
Yeah,
that
well,
what you're
not
asking?
even just one of those specifically. Like it gets to that point, and like as we saw like earlier, how it's already. Not saying it fully affects it now, but I know eventually, like down the line, over time, we'd probably get into a situation like that, which is fine. But I just want to know like your thoughts on that. Like if you feel like we'd be in a good position not to affect it, if that makes sense. Hopefully.
I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you and tell you that it doesn't scare me a little bit, but at the same time, I do know you got to also have it open because the same way you worry about those cells, I start to get to a point where we're growing enough in size now that if you don't open it up, you're also not going to get those buys. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. All that I can kind of offer and try to do is monitor it as the best I can. If we see something strange, we can always kick the TX limit down if it looks like things are getting crazy. provided I'm at my computer, because that's what happened this morning. I couldn't do anything because I wasn't sitting in front of it. But yeah, I mean, that's about all we can really do. I mean, and if you really think about it, if you look at all the projects that are out there, the legitimate projects that have grown to the side, I mean, they eventually all get hit. I mean, they all go spikes where they get it. Somebody still sells out, because you're never gonna, even with all the good whales out there that are growing and helping the projects, there are always the ones that are destructive, and it's going to happen. I mean, it's inevitable. And that's why I said it's really kind of comes back to more how we as a community react and respond to it, because we do have the power to be able to reverse what they do, but we got to do that versus getting scared and then panic selling, because it just gets worse then, and then it's a snowball effect. I know it's easy for me to say that, and I know in real world it doesn't necessarily apply all the time. But again, the more we can talk about it, the more that we educate our users, our investors to those scenarios. If we get everybody on board and get everybody in that mindset, then we can combat it. It's within our power to combat it.
Man, I'm listening to y'all little project. I just want to say, how many coins do I have to have to become a whale? I want big dog status.
Well, so hold on. So I have an answer for you for that. So I'll let you judge that. What you need to do is, if you go into Etherscan, have you ever been on Etherscan?
Yes, sir.
So you can always figure out what that means to be a whale. So it's what I do. If I want to figure out if I want to get into the top holders, you go into Etherscan, you take the contract address for our project, you put it into the search bar, and then it will pull up our project. And when it does, one of the tabs in the middle of the screen will say holders. If you click on holders, that brings you the holders list. So it shows you all the holders in the project. It'll start from the number one holder, and then it'll go multiple pages back to however many holders are on the project. So if I want to see who are the biggest holders, I go to that first page, and some of them will be, now some of those bigger ones will typically be something else, like the Uniswap pool or something like that. But if you get down around probably 6 to 7 holder, usually that's probably wallets at that point of just holders. You'll see them in there, and you can see all their token amounts. You can see how many tokens are in every wallet, and then you can decide for yourself, where do you want to be on that list, and then that'll tell you how many tokens you got to buy. And then when you figure out how many tokens it is that you want to get to, you put that into Uniswap. It'll tell you how much ETH it's going to cost.
It's going to cost you more than a $250,000, by the way.
Yeah, but it's going to cost you a lot at this point to get.
Well,
to get
I did it actually, and I can tell you that it's more than $250,000. So just in case.
Yeah.
I think Devang has something. Devang, are you trying to chime in? Oh, you got a bad connection, man. Sorry. You got a bad connection. But try again.
Yeah, I was gonna check if the Etherscan, but yeah, the 7th wallet is about 1.6 trillion or something.
Devang is on it. Okay, cool. Thanks for your addition there.
Okay,
And then we had
thanks.
Crypto Cranium was in line. Crypto Cranium, do you have something to chime in, and then we'll check and see where the dev's at.
What's up, guys? I'm just telling y'all good evening. Hopefully you guys had yourself a good Sunday. You guys got some smile on your faces. I just want to say I love you guys, man. I'm in Telegram, shilling. I'm trying to get us some bigger projects, people involved. I've been doing it all day.
Awesome.
Obviously, some people got hit today in
We
regard to
appreciate
that rug pull, and a lot of people were affected. So anyway, I just want to tell you guys appreciate you. Hopefully you guys have yourself a good night, man. I'm going to check out here in a little bit, but thank y'all for all your hard work.
All right, thank you for being part of it.
No problem. You guys take care.
100%. Thanks, Cranium, man. Appreciate you very much.
No problem.
And, yep, later. Please, yep. Have a good night.
Once again, I kind of held it down earlier when Shinobi Strong left the chat. I just want to continue to reiterate what we've both been saying and what the whole community's been saying. We need to make sure we shield. Everybody, just please shield. That's just all I want to say. Thank you, guys.
100%. And oh boy, I want a special shout out to oh boy today for taking it on. You know, I tried to get like at least 30 minutes of sleep before the came back on for the for this one, and I was getting a little worn out there, and we didn't have any other mods available at the time, and oh boy stepped in and held it down for us, so that was awesome.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Me and American Shinja. So shout out to American Shinja as well and the other Shinobi. There was a couple of
Real quick,
others in there
all
too.
y'all in my DMs asking me for my wallet, you can just kick rocks, bro. I'm not gonna fall for that shit. Just please stop sending me DMs.
Yeah, that's what we do here.
Tell them, dude.
Hey guys, I
all
got a
right.
question.
Okay, go for it.
I just this is totally unrelated, and I'm just y'all know I'm new to crypto and everything, so I was wanting to know is like the rug pull we just got today, can that affect your wallet the same as airdrop token into your wallet? If do they have any access to be able to mess up any of our other currencies?
No, that's two different things. So there's soft pulls, there's hard pulls, and then there's basically hacking of your wallet. I mean, those are all different things. So a soft rug is basically where, and this is where people get it mixed up all the time. So a soft rug is where basically somebody's got enough tokens that they can basically sell all of the tokens that they've got, and there's not much left. It doesn't drain the liquidity permanently, and it doesn't make it that people can't trade anymore. They could trade, but at that point, everybody loses faith in the project, and it just goes to crap at that point, and then they walk away, and they sold a big huge bag, and they took all the money. You can, if you do your research, usually you can kind of see those in a lot of cases because of how they set them up to be able to do that. And they don't lock stuff away, and I mean, there's lots of signs for that. That's a soft rug pull. A hard rug pull is where they actually, take the liquidity pool and remove the liquidity pool, which removes all of the pairing of the token and the either Ethereum or whatever it's paired with out, and then they run off with that. And when they do that, there's no trading because there's no liquidity left. So that's a hard rug pull. But then what happens for your wallet hacks? Typically, what you see so much of now is that you can't create a new wallet without probably 10 minutes later having about 3 different scam tokens airdropped to you. People are, a lot of them end in the .io. It's some token name .io. Stay away from all of those. I mean, there's others though too. It's not always just .io, but if you have,
be careful.
What's that?
It's called Key 7 Gen. Don't touch that. That is a dust token.
Yeah. So what I always tell everybody is if you did not buy that token that's in your wallet, leave it alone. Don't touch it. Just let it sit there. They're annoying as hell because I don't want them in my wallet either, but you just don't do anything with it. Don't connect to it, because what happens a lot of times is that when you click on it, because some people will say, well, I'll see if I can sell it, or I'll see if I can get anything off of it, or I'll transfer it to the dead wallet to get it out of my wallet. But when you do that, it pops up an acknowledgement message. A lot of us are used to that, and everybody just clicks OK on the acknowledgement message without reading it really what it says, or they fake them out, and then as soon as you click OK on it, they have access to your wallet. And once they get access to your wallet, they drain your wallet of everything that's in there. So if you did not buy that token that's in there, just leave it alone. Don't touch it. Don't ever do anything with it. As tempting as it might be sometimes, because it looks like, if you look at it in a tracker and you see how much it adds up to, and it tells you you're a millionaire, don't touch it.
All right, thank you so
you're
much.
gonna you're gonna be minus whatever you had.
Yeah, that explains everything. Thank you so much.
All right. Hey, oh boy, you mind muting yourself just so we can have a clear path in here? Thanks, man. And I don't know if it's oh boy.
Yeah, that wasn't me. I was muted.
No, That's weird. It's not showing up muted. Oh, there you go. Now you are. So, all right, guys. It's usually about this time I check in with the dev. You know, it's been a long day, I'm sure, and just checking in to see how you're doing on gas.
Yeah, I'm running low.
Okay, me too. All right. Well, sorry if we didn't get to everyone's questions. Who is Jason?
We
Did
can
you
take
have one?
we can take a
All
few
right.
more if anybody has them.
This is gonna be a stupid question, but this has been bothering me all night. Is that a sprinkler up there in the corner of your ceiling?
The ceiling fan.
Yeah. Or no, the
On
other
the
wait, last time yeah, over there. I gotta get my bearings. Right back there somewhere.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man.
Yeah.
That's just I was wondering what that was.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
Dev.
it's a sprinkler.
Hey, BK, hold on. We had Walt J and John were actually in line down at the bottom for a while. So why don't we let Walt J, John, and then Space Gorilla go? So Walt J, you can go first.
I think somebody was worried that was a spider or something gonna get me. I guess, right?
Spider. Oh, okay. Space Gorilla, why don't you go first, man? Then we'll let Walt J go after you. And BK, I'm sorry, man. You've already asked yours, and if after we get to some new people that didn't have a chance to ask anything, we'll come back to you if the dev's still up for it. So Space Gorilla, so I apologize if I had missed you. I didn't see you down there. So go ahead.
Yes, good evening, everybody. Wonderful project, and first straightforward dev I've been seeing up to now. Thanks for everything.
Oh,
Thank
man.
you. Thank you.
Awesome.
You know, the what I'll say is I am very, very anti all of the scams and the rug pulls that happen in this space. It drives me nuts. So, you know, anything I can do to make people's minds at ease for what we're doing here for this project and being real. I mean, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to, you know, like I said, try to just help educate people where we can. Everybody's at different levels. You know, there's some of you out here that are experts, probably know more than I know. There's others here that are just getting in, maybe the first days in the crypto, and they're looking for help. You know, and sometimes they're afraid to ask for it. So the more that we can offer and knowledge up, you know, it makes everybody safer. Because as we all know, I mean, the scammers out there are just everywhere, impersonating people, trying to get your wallet, you know, your private keys, your seed phrases, and some of the new people they don't understand, they don't realize it, and then they lose what they have, and it's just it's ridiculous. So anything we can do to help make the space better, I think we need to, because you know, it's like I think we were talking about this a couple of nights ago. You know, I absolutely think that this is going to be the future is crypto and the way things are paid for. I mean, we're headed that way already. You can see more and more people adopting it. So you know, with that, you know, unfortunately, you're going to get more and more scammers. So if people aren't educated, um, it's just bad for everybody, because we all want all these projects and everything that we're working on to grow, but when you get all this fear and everything that people get because they're afraid that every 2 seconds, you know, that they're going to get scammed, just like what happened earlier today when there was that rug pull, and then the whole market kind of went down. It wasn't just us, even we were kind of saw everybody was kind of affected today from that, and then on top of it, the market being bad in general. But yeah, anything all of us can do to help people out, you know, we should try to do that.
All right.
All right. Thanks, Cliff. You're doing a good job, man.
Thank you.
All right, John, you're the floor.
All right, thank you. Let me start out by saying that I really do appreciate how transparent and how available everyone is, especially to the newbies like myself. This is a clarification question. Cliff, a few moments ago, you were asking about MetaMask and if the token was available in MetaMask. I only
If the
have
logo.
MetaMask. Oh,
Yeah,
the
I was
logo.
asking if the logo showed up. Not if I know the token's there, but I was asking if anybody was seeing the logo for our
The
logo
actual
within
logo.
MetaMask.
Okay. I got a little confused because the tokens, my tokens are shown. So when you were saying that they
Yeah.
weren't there, I was thinking I was at the wrong party.
No.
All right, thank you.
No. You're fine. The whole reason that it came up was because earlier today, I got our logo onto. If I can get it there. I got our logo onto Trust Wallet. So we show our price and our logo shows on Trust Wallet now. So I was going to work next on trying to get this on Metamask to get our logo. But then when I was talking about it, somebody had jumped in and said that they already saw our logo on Metamask, and I was like, well, I don't know how that could be because we haven't done it yet. But I don't know. Nobody asked. Nobody else sees it either. But the token itself is absolutely there. The token's there. It's just the logo we were talking about.
Outstanding. Thank you much for your time.
Sure.
All right. So, okay, we're having a hard time hearing you though. The reception's a little bad there. And when you're done asking your question, please mute yourself because the airwaves are pretty bad on yours. Go ahead. Are you still there? Oh, sorry, man. We can't hear you. If you're trying to talk, we can't hear you. So Cliff, how you doing? What are you thinking? You want some more?
Yeah, we can go to 12:45 if you want. That's fine.
I got a.
Okay.
Hello?
Oh, BK, you want another one?
Yeah, I have one. So you said we can't reach a penny. What is like the ultimate goal? I mean, I understand, but I'm just wondering, like, I don't want to okay, so now we've shred all these 3, 4 zeros, and then it's like, what is everyone gonna pull out, or like, what's the ultimate goal?
You're never gonna have that because as along the way, always you're gonna get buy and sell. I mean, so those resistance lines are gonna. They're always gonna change. The idea though is to keep moving in an upward direction. You're gonna get pullbacks. You're gonna get consolidation. But then you're gonna see another leg up. So it's always gonna be, even when you're really not easily to break zeros anymore, you're still always going to get points where it's going to pull back because people got out. Other people are going to be able to buy in. It's going to rise back up again, and you kind of almost get into that. It's not really day trading, but it's that same kind of scenario, like where you're kind of day trading, where you're getting in at the low point of the day and you're selling at the high point of the day when you're in stocks. It's the same kind of thing, but in this you're kind of doing. You're looking at the chart lines and seeing when it pulls back. You're grabbing more and you're selling again. It's more of an in and out at some point, probably at the top. But the only thing we can do to keep kind of moving at some point is to burn tokens, because the less of the supply there is, it gives more room for or more demand, so the price goes up. But we're a long ways away from there yet, because if you look, if you look at ours right now there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're still at, in the available tokens to buy, there are over 1 sextillion tokens left to buy. Most projects, normal, you're probably seeing a lot of projects at 1 quadrillion. Well, that's like what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, so like 9 decimal places more that we have from what a lot of the projects are. We have so much room to grow, and people. It's not going to happen anytime soon. You're talking years before it'll even be an issue. And again, it's not even that it really even becomes an issue. There's always fluctuation, because you're always going to get people that are going to sell. Then you're going to get tokens that are going to go back into the available pool, and then you're going to get people that are going to buy and take it out, and it's just, it's always going to happen because people are always going to take profit. You're never going to ever just sit there for the entire time that you have the token and never take profit. I mean, I guess you could, but that's not really the smart thing. And I think that's actually one of the things that, you know, I think a lot of investors don't know. They don't really know to take profits, because I'll admit, when I first got into crypto, I used to buy them and I'd sit on them. And I just sit on them, and eventually, you know, I'd get to a point where I'd sell it. But you know, my luck was always that when I finally decided to sell it, it really was when it was down instead of it being up, and then I didn't really make what I should have made off of it. Instead of getting into a different mindset and a different mentality of, as you're in a token and it's working its way up, you take small amounts of profit. And if it pulls back, you wait, and typically you buy. If I want to keep going in that project and I know it's a good project, I buy more. So I take some of what I may have pulled out with a profit and I buy more, and it goes up again. And then I keep taking, as it's going up, I take a little bit of profit, and I keep doing that. And it keeps allowing me to generate revenue, money coming in. Whereas if you just get it and I sit and I hold always, I don't get anything until I eventually sell. And then it's a matter of, did I sell at a high point or a low point? So the taking profits part is an important part of it. And that's why, I mean, that's why I get, you know, I say it's a matter of responsible profit taking. You want everybody to be able to take profit. You want the token to thrive, because if the token's thriving, then you're able to keep taking profit. So it's that responsible profit taking that's really important for project's growth.
Thanks, Cliff.
Hello.
So, all right, BK.
Hey, Strong.
Yeah. Who's that? Is that Beanie?
It's Fist, Strong. If you can get me in when you chance.
Okay, I know Benny's been waiting a long time, and we'll jump.
Go ahead, Benny.
Benny, you got the floor, man.
Hey, how's everybody doing this morning, evening, afternoon, depending where you are in the world? As a early investor myself, one thing I want to say to all of the as an encouragement, because I know most people are asking redundant questions, which isn't a bad thing, but you know the team has to be politically correct, and I just want to speak for them and say this project is very young and has so much potential. You have to understand you have to consider your own exit strategy and your own plans, and figure out what you want to do for yourself, because they cannot give financial advice. That would not be becoming of them to do that for us. But I say this because you know, I'm excited about this project. I see where it can go and what it's going to be, even franchising capabilities, all of these other things. And this is coming from somebody who's worked for Microsoft for several years. I'm a graphic designer. I've done work for a lot of bigger companies like Nike, Adidas, things of that nature. So I usually take profits from those freelance jobs and invest in different crypto. But you have to prepare your own plan, so therefore you feel comfortable with your own strategy. So some of the questions have been great, but I feel you should do your own due diligence and what you feel comfortable with. And then on top of that, this project is young. You know, we're talking maybe a month or two, or 3 months, or even 4 to see what we're looking for to really take off. And that's, in my opinion, a very respectable time to really start planning out what you want to do over the next 3 to 4 months. So I just wanted to give that insight, and I appreciate everybody's time and being here. And I can't wait to see what this does.
Thanks, Benny.
Appreciate it. Very, very well said. Thank you.
100%. That was awesome. So Fist, I don't know if you wanted to go, if it was something you felt you could really add to this deal. We do have some other people in here. You know, I'd love to get to more people, but go ahead. I
No,
know
get
you
to
have
more
a lot.
people.
Oh, I appreciate you.
I'm going to be here every night, man.
You're awesome, Fist.
You can answer my question any night. Get to the other people.
Man, you're awesome. Yeah, you know, Fistful of Steel is a long-time investor with a lot of knowledge, and he's been sticking around. It's pretty amazing to have these old school legends in the game here. So, all right. So I'd like to diversify this a little bit. Hey, Kathy, go ahead and take the floor. This is our last one because it is late.
Okay, thank you. So, can you explain what is the strategy of starting off? I know you guys plan to come up with so many coins, but what's the advantage of starting off with such a large number of coins?
There's really not an advantage. I would say. I mean, you can pick. That's what I was trying to explain before. It's kind of relative. You can really pick any that you want when you do a contract. That's up to the developer of the contract. I mean, I've seen contracts. I mean, I will say ours is probably the largest I've ever seen. I mean, not that there's not others out there. There's others out there with that same supply, but I think that number is probably the largest that I think I've ever seen. But they range from that all the way down to I've seen a couple of projects that have literally 5 tokens. So you talk about demand. if you've got a good, I guess, use case with 5 tokens, and then the price is like astronomical. I think the advantage and the reason that I chose to go this route was because I think it promotes growth. Just because everybody always feels like, oh man, I got a lot of tokens,